If you have a workbook that contains, like, let's say 50 worksheets and you just want to focus on 2 of them, you may want to consider hiding the others, and then when you're ready you can unhide them. So for example, let's say I just want to focus on California and Arizona, and I don't want to toggle back and forth or move my mouse way over here to select it, but have them closer. I can hide those that are in between by selecting it, coming up here on the Home tab to the Cells group, clicking on the Format drop-down arrow to hide and unhide. And of course you got your hide rows and columns, which we talked about in an earlier training video, but you can hide a sheet. When I select it, poof, it's gone. Now to bring it back, you can come back up here and click on Format and go down to Unhide, or better yet, just give it a right click. That's a lot easier. So you can also hide it and unhide it. Let's unhide it, opens it up. You can double click on it and it's back. And then of course to do block selections or non-consecutive selections for blocks, you can just hold down the Shift key after you select the first one and click on the last one, and it selects everything in between, or click off, hold down the Control key, and then you can do non-consecutive selections. So we can skip Utah and Arizona, and then you can right click on that and hide those, and then I can just focus on the 2, and when I'm ready, hey, let's bring them back. Right click, unhide, and unfortunately you can't hold down the Shift key and select like totals and go to the top to California. You have to actually double click on each one. So right click, unhide, double click, right click, unhide, and double click. Now how about entire workbooks? Well, I've got one workbook here. Let me go ahead and right click on the button down below for Excel to bring up the jump list and select Excel 2016. So I have book 3, right click and bring up another one, and I have book 4. So if I have 3 books that are open and I want to be able to focus on the one without closing out the others, then to hide a workbook, just come up here and click on the View tab, go to the Window group and click on Hide. Poof, it's gone. And then of course I can go ahead and let's focus on book 3, go back to Hide Sheets and Workbook, come up here, click on the View tab and do Hide. It's gone. And then the only way to bring it back up is to go to the View tab, and with this last one, click on Unhide. And it looks like we had some other ones that were hidden. Hey, surprise! So not only do we have the original workbook that we first started with in this training video, Hide Sheets and Workbook, but we have book 1, 2, and 4. So to go ahead and bring them back, unfortunately you can't hold down the Shift key and do a block selection with that selected and then clicking on book 4 to select everything in between. You have to go ahead and select them one at a time to bring them back up. Okay. Then come back up here, unhide, book 1 okay, unhide, book 2 okay, unhide, and book 4 okay, and then we've got a total of 5 books. And then if you have that many workbooks opened and you want to be able to navigate between them, you can do it one of a couple of ways. You can go ahead and click on the corresponding button for the window that you have open above, as we learned in my Windows training video, because for every window you have open, you have the button here that when you click on it, it'll go ahead and take you to it. When you click on it again, it minimizes it down to the taskbar, click on it again, and it restores it and opens it back up. You can do it that way, or up here on the View tab in the Window group, click on Switch Windows. So that way you can see a list there if you don't want to go ahead and click on all those down below. Plus, if you have a lot and you can't see the names on the buttons down below, you got a lot more space here, so it shows a lot more there. Hide Sheets and Workbook, where down below it's Hide Sheets. So I can go ahead and go to book 3, switch and go back to Hide Sheets and Workbook. One more thing to keep in mind is that if I hide my workbook, Hide Sheets and Workbook, go ahead and hide it so it's gone, and I want to go ahead and close out of Excel, close out of all of it. I don't want to save book 4, close out of here. Don't want to save book 2, close out of here. Don't want to save book 1. Then notice the one that we hid that we can't see, we didn't close out of it because we can't see it, right? But because we're closing out of the entire program, it's saying, wait a second, we got something that's hidden from you that's visible to us. Do you want to save it? If I say yes, and then I go, oh, okay, I want to go ahead and open it back up again. By the way, it's right there. And double click on it. And I'm like, it's not here. Well, the first thing you want to check before you really panic is to come up here on the View tab, go to the Windows group and say, oh, April Fools. It's been hidden. Let's go ahead and unhide it. There it is. Select it. Click Okie dokie. And whew, that was a close one. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.